Story out of Virginia. Pretty sad, but it's pretty common. Let's hit it.
The 12 employees are all out on unsecured bonds, each charged with falsifying patient records. Monday's time in court was to determine if each defendant wanted to hire their own attorney or have the court appoint them one. All 12 told District Court Judge Curtis Hairston they will hire their own attorney. After that, at the request of the Colonial Heights Commonwealth's Attorney's Office, the judge set three new stipulations for the defendants to remain out on bond.
No contact between the co-defendants, all 18 of them. They are not to step foot on the facility, Colonial Heights Rehabilitation Center. They are not to provide any medical care in any capacity to the public.
Those stipulations could not be added at the time of their first appearance before a magistrate last Wednesday. But in court, Deputy Commonwealth's Attorney Noel Nachasaki explained to Judge Hairston how the police investigation came about. The 74-year-old woman, a patient at the facility, had to be transferred to a local hospital in October. It was there, Nachasaki said, medical staff found deep bed sores, wounds so bad they ate away at her skin, and the patient had not been bathed regularly. Prosecutors blaming simply negligent care from the facility staff.
I'm going to kind of break in here on that. As a person who has a history of working in nursing homes, um, bottom line, I say it all starts out with first staffing, because you have people who are pretty good at at the job that they do. What you call it, aides, nursing aides, nurses, CNAs, and nursing staff. You have people that I know that are pretty good. And you got some people that are pretty sorry. I know some nurses who would like refuse to do certain jobs that they are required to do. It just ain't gonna do it because they feel like they shouldn't have to. Like it ain't safe. Nursing in general is a job that is understaffed. No matter where you go, I don't care if it's a hospital, nursing home, any kind of clinic, any kind of medical facility. You're going to have 9 times out of 9.5 times, you're going to have a nursing shortage at some time. And nursing homes are like notorious. Shoot, there've been days where I go and you could be fully staffed on paper, but when you walk in, it's totally different. People call in. Shoot, people may not even really been on a staff. People may not even know they was on a staff, on a schedule, but they were written in. And a lot of times these places, they do that for state regulations. I know I'm probably snitching right now, and who knows who'll watch this, but it is what it is. Let's just be honest. Sometimes, like I say, it's staff. I mean, and this is speculation. This isn't like something that's proven. I'm just saying, when you work somewhere long enough and you are so different places and you see how it works and you know of other people who have worked in the same, like say in the medical nursing field, you know that sometimes that assignment, that staff assignment, ain't quite what it's made out to be. And sometimes it's purposely. Just so on paper they can say, hey, this is who we had staffed, but they called in. So now we had to work in this condition. Now they're trying to say that it's neglect, and it can be, but again, but see, state regulations, and I don't know about this state here, but state regulations can be very lax. It can be, hey, you got to have a ratio of one to, in dialysis in the floor is like 1 to 4. I think in the hospital, we're talking about techs, PCTs, like 1 to 4, and the nursing ratio can be 1 to 12. In the hospital, I can't remember what it is, but you can have like 1 to 4, 1 to 6 in nursing, but patient care tech is like can be like 1 to 12, or 1 to 8, something like that. But I mean, it's a lot, and then it's about the acuity level, and they really don't like going by that. And the acuity level is how bad off a person is, like what kind of ailments, what kind of illnesses, what kind of problem, the problem list. How high is it? And how much care needs to be taken for that one person each time that you go in there and take care of. So, like I say, you can say it's neglect, but you got to start with staffing first. If you can fully staff, I feel if you can fully staff a facility, then you can start talking about neglect. Then you can start talking about that, well, this person's not taking care of them and this, that, and the third. But yes, neglect is there. There are times, you can go into a facility. And this is one thing I tell people who, let's say, they want to put their family inside of a nursing home. Now, this is a rehab, so it's not really like permanent care, but it can be like long care. But I tell people when I get a chance, you know, don't just come to the facility during the day. Schedule. Don't just schedule an appointment with the administrator and staffing and the DON because they'll make sure that that facility look clean as a whistle if they know you coming. Best time to go in there is after hours, like 7, 8 o'clock, maybe even if you can come, maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and check on your relative. Check on look at the facility, and if you got a relative in this facility, check on them, especially on the weekends, especially weekend nights. I know they have some places have like visitation hours or whatever, but they can't stop you from coming in if you want to check on them. You know what I'm saying? Because they try to stop you, just call the state. But anywho, just check on them in the off hours when the staff is more lax, like maybe overnight. And yeah, you can walk sometime, man, you walk in the building and it smell like pure ammonia because that lets you know diapers and briefs have not been changed. When this place talking about bed sores so deep, yeah, because they don't turn the patients. You're supposed to turn the patients every 2 hours at a minimum. Or, at least get them off their side. But yeah, these people laying in bed all day, all night. Some people don't, they don't get up. And it's a breakdown. They don't eat, they're not exercising. If you land on a position, just think about you sitting down in your chair for a couple hours a day at work. You got to get up. And when you try to get up, you like kind of stretching, kind of, moving side to side, because your body is, what I'm saying, like amazingly is starting to break down because of a lack of oxygen in that part of your body. If it's up against something, it can't breathe. Just think about putting your face up against a pillow, a plastic bag, or just put your face in a mattress. It's hard to breathe. Well, your whole body breathes. And so, yeah, it's going to break down, and your muscles are going to break down because you're not using them. And you can eat all the protein, drink all the water you want, but eventually it's going to catch up to you if you're not moving around. Fortunately, I don't seen bed sores where you can see damn near, well, you can see to the bone sometimes, and it's like they're not being cared for. And so, yes, it is a problem, but I'm surprised criminal charges are being brought like this because, shoot, I've seen where people have died, and the state comes in, do some kind of you know audit, and but nothing criminal happens. They may give like a IJ to the facility, but people being fired, some people, and yeah, sometimes people do get fired. I'll say that they try to get fired so that way nothing really comes down on the facility. But folks going to jail, that's something, or getting arrested, that's something rare, really rare.
Adding after the arrest, the office learned some employees who had been arrested continued to work. The judge granted the modified terms requested.
I do know that some of them were working at other facilities as well, so that kind of covers the whole gambit of it.
Since their arrest last Wednesday, 2 employees remain behind bars without bond. As the investigation by Colonial Heights Police continues, both police and the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office say they would like to hear from others who have had dealings with the facility.
Absolutely. I think that it's important for those who have had experiences at this facility to come forward. We are directing them to speak to Detective Morgan Davis with the Colonial Heights Police Department, provide their information to her, and she will then investigate it and see what we can do.
This afternoon, CBS 6 confirmed that while the Commonwealth has not stopped new admissions into the facility, we've learned the facility voluntarily has stopped accepting any new admissions into the nursing home. In Colonial Heights, Wayne Koval, CBS 6 News.
And yeah, you'll have nurses, aides, they'll this like this nursing home business, it's a small community. And People will go to different facilities. They'll follow each other to different facilities. They'll bring people along with them. They'll be somewhere, and the facility can just be horrible. Folks will go and apply and work at other places, and they just go around. Sometimes they'll come back, they'll get fired, and people will get hired right back. Because, like I say, staffing is short. No matter what, they want bodies in the buildings. They got to. If in order to get more staff, in order to get more residents, you got to have the personnel. So if you don't have the personnel, you can't get the body, you can't get the residents in there or the patients in there. And so now they're losing money, which if you know anything about medical and business, it's all about money. I mean, insurance is the number one culprit who controls all that. They tell you what they're gonna pay for and what they won't pay for. And so now it's time for you to govern yourselves accordingly. And unfortunately, the staff pays for it and the patients pay for it. I done told my kids before, if they ever put me in a nursing home, I will purposely die just so I can come back and haunt them for the rest of their life. Don't put me no place like that. And you show damn better. If you do, you better visit me at least once, twice a week without fail. Probably make you come and see me once a day. I would rather be old and senile, living in your house, living with y'all. Y'all can put me in the back and have a nurse come see about me. But I understand people put their family in these places. Now it's one thing if you can move around yourself, go to the bathroom, and feed yourself this, that, and the third. You're just there because you do need some care, and your families, and I mean, all BS aside, they got their own lives. Okay, they got their own families. They got their own husband, wives, children to take care of and raise. I understand it. So they got to work. So they just can't afford to stay home and watch you all day. So what they'll do, they'll have to, if they can afford to bring a nurse in, and that's expensive too. So you can't really do that. Everybody can't really afford that. The way the government works with like Medicare and Medicaid and all that kind of stuff is, person can't have money in their account for so many years, to qualify for certain benefits and insurances and stuff. So unless you like poor and destitute, you say you can't get some services. So you either got to be poor, broke, hungry, or you got to be super rich. Because if you're in the middle, now you're struggling. Now you're struggling to figure it out. But like I say, it's all a racket. It's all like I say, predicated on insurance first, what they will and won't pay for. But yeah, man, this is sad, but I'm gonna say it's common. It really is common. So I tell people, hey, check on your loved ones, on the facility you send them to. Go on. God, I can't think of it. Is it Medicaid.gov or Medicare.gov? I can't remember. You can go on there. Type the facility name in there, look at the reviews, but then actually also go to the facility's website online and or look up reviews online from like individual people to see what they say about the facility before you put your loved ones in there, and then make a educated choice and just pray for the best. And like I say, just go and visit them, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't just drop them off. Shoot, I remember a story. I don't think it was my mom, I think, told me that she was working at a nursing home, and these people come in to come visit their mother and grandmother, at the nursing home, and come to find out she had been dead for at least a year or so. They didn't even know it. They just dropped off and left. Ain't checked on her, ain't called on her, but they're gonna try to come and do a surprise visit, and she died. So I mean, that's not the way it works. In the perfect world, what I'm saying, you live at home, you die at home, around family and friends. But hey, it is what it is. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have intelligent conversation. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those four things cost you maybe a couple of minutes out your day, but it means the world to us here. If you want to support financially, you get super thanks, super chat, super stickers, and you can go to the description box or the link there. You can click on to help support the channel there. And with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.